Michigan State University's Office of K-12 Outreach, bringing research, innovation, and best practices to educators across Michigan, the United States, and the world.
Good morning. I'm glad we all had an opportunity to come together. You know, as the literacy coach, I've been reviewing all of the data for our ninth graders, and I'm telling you, the data is not very good. And I think we need a new comprehensive literacy program that will cover all of the students. I think what we're currently using is not very good.
Oh, I agree. Let's buy something new. What do we got?
You're in agreement.
Oh, yes.
But we just purchased our program just a year ago. A lot of our students are not coming prepared, and our current program is not bringing them up to where they need to be. I'm wondering about it. Do we have an intervention program for our students?
I don't know. I mean, this sounds like more of the same stuff. I don't know. I think these children are in need of something a little different. This is literacy. Right? This is literacy.
Yeah.
I mean, and literacy connects to identity. I mean, more attention needs to be given to who these students are. I mean, we need to pay more attention to some of the culturally relevant literature that's out there and see how we can incorporate that into the... I mean, I'm not shooting down what you say, but I'm thinking that we need to pay closer attention to cultural literacy.
But we also have the test scores that we have to deal with. We're held accountable to that.
And the students aren't showing up very prepared. I tell you what, those elementary and middle school staff, they're just not bringing the students to where they need to be when they come to us.
We really don't have time for that. We actually really don't have a lot of time here. So what program do we want to buy?
I think we need to look at a program. I mean, I think, you know, attitude and culture is all. I mean, that's good. But we need something more concrete. We need a program that's going to help us to teach these children how to read.
We had a program 5 years ago. I mean, we see these programs. I don't know.
I have to agree, and we put so much time into professional development. Probably need to just give a little bit more professional development on this new program, because we really have focused on our other literacy program that we just got rid of and did a lot of professional development on.
Wait a minute. What are we talking about here? There's lots of ideas on the table. New program, buy a new program, invest in the old program, culture, test. What are we talking about here? I think we need to dive a little more deeper into what we're talking about, so we can have a better understanding for our students.
I totally agree with you, Brian. I mean, there's no doubt that it's a little bit more complex than what we're talking about so far. I mean, we need to dig a little deeper into this, sort of like what you're saying, and figure out what exactly we're talking about, what the problem actually is. You know.
Thank you for hearing that.
I agree it's complex, but we seem to have the same discussion over and over again and don't get anywhere. So what do you recommend as a change? We can just get a different program and continue on.
So, Brian, you're highlighting for us that we tend to do a lot of talking, but we don't tend to make a decision about what needs to get done.
I would agree. I don't think we understand what it is we want to do.
We're really not on the same page about what the real problem for our kids here. And it sounds like that's an area in which we need to spend some more additional time.
So how would we start that?
I think we need to have deeper conversations about the data. Maybe that's where we start. I don't know.
I mean, okay, test data, testing data. Can't say I disagree with you, but I would say also too, the data is very important, but not just the test data. I mean, I think there's other data out there that we could be looking at as well. So I'm not in disagreement with you.
So what I hear Khalil saying is, it's not just test score data we need to be looking at, but looking at the whole child and looking at some of the social and cultural factors as well.
Absolutely. I mean, yes, you hit the nail on the head with that one.
Well, I'm really glad that we've taken a little bit of time to pause and not jump into a new program or a quick solution, but rather we're going back to look at the data and all the data, perception data probably, and also the demographic data that we service our kids.
I knew we were on the same page, you know.
Yeah, we don't always agree, but if we look at all the data, then we probably could come to a solution.
And I'm glad you said that, because there's a sense of urgency for us to try to figure everything out. But I agree with you that we may need to slow down, spend more time trying to construct some meaning, some understanding about what is the issue so that we can work collaboratively on trying to figure it out.
I'm really glad that you brought up that this discussion is, or this, we need more dialogue on it because it's much more complex than we really believe it to be. And I think we spend a lot of time going to meetings and make decisions and nothing really changes, and maybe slowing it down will help us get a clear understanding of what we need.
So you're looking for us to slow down, have more conversations, so we can really figure out what we need to do.
I have to agree that once we do slow down and we find a solution, we won't be as frustrated as we have been in the last few months as we sit around and talk and try to figure out why our students are not achieving the standards that we've proposed for them.
So maybe at our next meeting, we bring some multiple sources of data to the table so that we can take a look at it.
Sounds like a great idea.
And you know what I noticed? We've been using some of the skills that we learned in our last MyFail meeting. We paraphrased, we paused, we put our ideas on the table.
I think it's a testament to the culture that we have as professionals, that everyone felt comfortable in sharing their ideas, eventually coming to some shared understanding about needing to dive deeper into the data.
I look forward to our next meeting.
I do too.
I do too.
Thank you.